Welcome to this brief introduction to liminal coaching. I'm Mike Parker, the originator of the technique. The fundamental principles behind liminal coaching are that it is not reductionist and it is not prescriptive, but it is solutions focused. Some years ago, I was asked why I chose to develop liminal coaching. My reply then was, because I was exhausted with working in fear-based organizations. It would probably have been more accurate and more honest to say, I am exhausted with living in a fear-based society and culture. I think liminal coaching can contribute to developing a society and culture that is less fear-based. Liminal coaching invites the imagination to work with the material provided, rather than telling the mind what it should be focusing on and how it should be thinking. It is integrative and generative, rather than being cognitively biased. As such, it regards the emotions and instincts as equally valid participants in the process of integration. The guided relaxations support the mind's natural tendency to integration. The liminal space in us is not finite and cannot be reduced to mechanical approaches. Most Western psychological models come from looking at psychopathology, about what's gone wrong. It's all about diagnose and prescribe. It is instrumental, analysing the components that make up a psychological or psychic or mental event, and then prescribing a mechanism for having a hopefully helpful effect on them. That's utterly different to what we do. You are so much more interesting than anything on your phone screen. What can be seen with the inner vision, invoked with poetry, and expressed in tone is the essential adventure. We're talking about the floating interaction between us and being, the being that is genuinely us in context, as if we had any existence that wasn't actually already contextual, dissolving and constantly reforming, as if we or anything else could ever be fixed in place. We are the river, and you never step in the same river twice. Directing our flow and sensing when to paddle is what this is all about. In reference to my earlier statement that liminal coaching can contribute to developing a society and culture that is less fear-based, let me explain using a straightforward but appropriate model of the brain and mind. We may consider that the brain consists of three main functional layers: the very primitive brain, the limbic brain centered on the amygdala, and the intellectual brain, the so-called triune brain hypothesis put forward by Paul MacLean in the 1970s. The relationship between the intellectual brain and the limbic brain formed by the limbic system is crucial to the creation of stress, anxiety, depression, and anger. Almost all of us, unless we have done clearing work of some type, are walking around with unresolved memories and incidents lodged in the subconscious that affect what we feel, what we believe, what we think we are, and what we can do. They also act as filters on our perceptions of other people and the world around us. Liminal coaching aims to provide the means of progressively clearing this backlog, as well as obtrusive and repetitive triggers. As the backlog is processed and drains away, we have more energy, more resilience and insight to use for ourselves and in our interactions with others. But the limbic system in the brain is not the whole of what we call the subconscious. There are huge areas of the higher brain, the cerebral cortex, that operate all the time, of which we are not conscious. Our normal conscious awareness of executive function, in fact, is located in our two prefrontal cortex lobes, which are about 10% of our whole brain. This doesn't mean we only use 10%, as has been wrongly claimed. It means that the executive 10% sits on top of a mind-bogglingly huge number of automatic functions usually below the level of conscious awareness. So as well as being the source of emotional reactions, good and bad, including panic, anxiety, depression, and anger, the subconscious operations include a truly vast array of processes that we are only in the earliest stages of understanding. Consider that the number of possible variable interconnections in the human brain has been calculated as larger than the number of subatomic particles in the universe, and you get an idea of the scale. As we move forward with clearing the blocks, traumas, fears, and irrelevant beliefs, the true scale of the possibilities begin to become clear. We are working all the time at Liminal Coaching on extending our understanding of what may be possible. So our stance is to be informed and guided by the best science we can find, but not limited by it in our own explorations. For example, we use models of intuition unique to Liminal Coaching. On the basis that all models are metaphors, we believe the ones we have developed provide a better integration of the faculties involved. This results in a means of understanding and honing intuition which is unique to Liminal Coaching. So the Level 1 program, available in different forms, creates a ground for further development and exploration. It provides a set of tools you can continue to use and benefit from long after the program is complete. You can also extend the practice to create tools and explorations of your own. And that's it for this brief introduction to Liminal Coaching. If you want more in-depth insights, you can visit us at www.liminalcoaching.co.uk, where you can find more resources in the blog section and also buy the book. Thanks so much for watching.